Hi everyone, welcome back to Learn Simplified. If you are new to Excel or looking to brush up on the basics, you are in the right place. Today, we are going to cover the foundational element of Excel to get you started. By the end of this video, you'll be comfortable navigating Excel, entering data, and perform basic calculation. Let's get started. How do we even get into Excel to start with? There are two ways to get into Excel. The first one is Excel Online, and the second one is an application. To use Excel Online, we need to go to 𝗧𝗯𝗹𝗲. You need to have an account to use this Excel. So let's get into the online version. So when you go to 𝗧𝗯𝗹𝗲, it's going to show you the sheet that we have here. And in this sheet, we can see there's a lot of different functionality that we have. It has similar functionality as Excel application, and we can do a lot of things here. Whenever new feature is released by Excel, it's going to hit online first before the application, and you'll be able to leverage this. The second way to get Excel open in an application, and to do that, let's open a new Excel. We are writing Excel and click on this Excel as we have it already in application. And right here, we can open a blank workbook, which is a new blank Excel without any information in it. We can also search previous Excel file that we've currently used. We can open that using this recent, and we can also leverage on this search bar. If we know the name of specific Excel that we are looking for, we can leverage this to search for it as well. But in this, let's click on blank workbook to start with. I know there's a lot of rectangle that we are seeing here. Sometimes it can be intimidating, but it's easy with an explanation. So this rectangle that I click on, it's called a cell. And when we look at the top bar right here, A, B, C, D, we call it a column. And right at the side, we see 1, 2, 3. This is called a row. When we click in between, this is under B and this is on 2. So when we look into this name box, this is showing B2, which is referring to this cell. This B2, we can rename it, but for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to keep it as it is right now. Another thing we can do in Excel is to zoom in and out. If the font is small for us, we can zoom it in. And to do that, come down to this zoom button here. So when we click on it, it zooms it out, and we can also zoom it in to our preference. Let's get familiar with the Excel interface. When you open Excel, each rectangle in the grid is called a cell, and this is where we enter our data when we are working in Excel. At the top, we are seeing what we call a ribbon, which contains tabs like Home, we have Insert, we have Draw, we have Page, and so on. Each tab has a set of tools grouped into sections. For example, if you click on Home tab, this includes a clipboard, fonts, alignment, numbers, and so on and so forth. For example, if you click under these fonts, we will be able to do different things. We'll be able to change the font, the color of the font, and also the size of the font as needed, and able to change the number here as well. If you have a number, we can change the number maybe to a currency, to accounting, to dates, and we can do a bunch of different things, change the border as well, which are the things that in the long run we'll be able to get into. So we can do a lot of things using all these tabs at this point. Below here, we have a sheet tab at the bottom. This is showing sheet 1. So if we create another one, it's going to show sheet 2. This is called a sheet tab, where you can switch between different sheets within your workbook. This is called workbook. In this workbook, it contains different sheets, which we are seeing right here. So now let's learn how to enter data and format data in Excel. So the first thing we want to do, we want to click on a cell where we would like to put our data. Press on this cell B2. Let's put a data. Let me put a sales. When you press enter, it's going to move to below cell, which is right here. But when you press tab, it's going to move to the side, which is this one here. So let's press tab. So this move to this, and when you press enter, it moves to below cell. Another thing, you can format your data to make it look better and more readable. For example, let's select this data, and if you have a bunch of data, let's say you have sales in different areas as well, you can select a range of data. This is called a range when you select everything together, or you can select a cell which is a single one. On this tab, you'll be able to do a lot of formatting. There's fonts right here. Let's use this tool in the Home tab to customize this. So go to Home tab, you can choose the fonts you would like this to have. Click on this arrow. If you want to change the font to different thing, you can click OK. You can even bold it, and you can change the size as well. So let's say 16, and okay, that is bigger than the rest. And we can do the same thing for other cells as well. We can click on this two cell. We want to make it to be as the first one. We can go back to the fonts and we can change it as needed. But instead of that, let me show you a quick way to do it. So cancel this. Click on the first cell. There's this brush button, format painter. Click on it. Click on the two data that you want to have the same size as the first one, the same font. That's going to change it, and everything is going to be uniform. Also, you can change the color. If you don't want black, you want to change the color. So you can change the color to any color you want. As you see, it's changing right now. Let's just enter some numbers right now. So here we have 1000, and the third one we have 3000. Maybe we want to change it to $ or different sign. Go under the Home tab, and on this general, there's different things we can do. When you click down, you see we have general, we have number. If you want to add decimal to it, if you have to add it as a currency, and even if you want to change the date, there's so many things. So we want to change it to currency to have a $, so you can click on that. Right now it has a decimal after that. If you want to remove the decimal, just click on this little arrow to decrease the decimal, and if you click on the second one, it increases the decimal. Now your data is more readable and visually appealing. Excel is powerful because of its ability to perform calculations using formulas and functions. Let's start with basic formulas. Now we have much data that we can leverage to perform our basic calculations. When we look into the data, we can see we have revenue here, and we have a profit of each countries and the date that they said the Apple product. First thing we want to do is to perform addition on this task. We will do subtraction, multiplication, and division so that we can understand how to do this in Excel. This is where we want to add the addition. Press equals to, click on the first one, press plus sign, and click on the second number that you want to add together. And once you have this, press enter in your cell. This calculates both revenue and profit together. If you want to do the same thing for the second one, you can do the same thing. Equals to the first one plus the second one, and press enter. We can use the same thing to do subtraction. Just press equals to the first one minus the second one, and press enter, and that automatically calculate it for you as well. And as we do this, we can also put multiplication and also division. So let me just quickly do it. Multiplication, this multiplied by the second one equals to this divided by the second one, and that within a second we are able to do the multiplication, division, and everything in Excel. Also, Excel has many built-in functions to perform more complex calculation easily. So let's use sum function to add a range of numbers. Let's say we want to add all these numbers together. Instead of going here and doing equals to this plus the second one plus the third one, is going to take forever. So one thing we want to do is to use the built-in function, and to do that, press equals to and use the sum function. Press sum, and this brings out the function. You want to press tab, and this opens the box for you. Click on all the numbers that you need to sum together. Once you highlight on it, you see this is showing from G3 to G16, which means it's going to add everything in this cell. Press enter, and automatically this calculate and add everything that we have in that cell. Another example, if you want to just calculate something in between, maybe from G7 to let's say G12, you can also do that. Equals to sum and press tab from G7 to G12, press enter, and that's going to calculate that for you. You can also explore other functions like average, minimum or maximum in a similar way. So you can also do equals to minimum, is going to bring it out. Maximum is going to bring it out as well, average, and so on and so forth. You can explore that. Moving forward, Excel tables are a great way to organize and analyze data. Let's convert our data into a table. The first thing we need to do is to select all this data. Click inside the Excel in case if you have a lot of data, and press Ctrl A, and this is going to highlight the range of cell you want to include in your table. Go to Insert, click on Table. This is going to create a table based on the range that you selected. Always make sure you click on this checkbox before you create so that your table can have a header. That has been checked for us. So click OK. In the second, this is already converted into a table. As we see, it's more visually appealing at this point and easy to see different data that we have. After converting to table, we see a table design tab that we have right here. So when you click on this, you can work on this table and make sure you format it as needed. Let's say you want to change the design. As I move my mouse on this, you can see the formats are changing. And when you click on this drop down here, there's different ways that you can visualize your table, so you can see different design here. Tables make it easier to analyze and manage your data, especially when your data set grows. Sorting and filtering data is essential for organizing and finding specific information. Let's sort our table by profit amounts. So in order to sort this, you will want to click on the profit, click on this drop down arrow right here. And when you look at this, sort from smallest to largest and sort from largest to smallest. Another thing we can do, we can also sort by color, and we can customize this as needed, or we can sort by number if we want to sort by number greater than or equals to. For now, let's sort by largest to smallest so that we can see the largest amount at the top. So when we click on this, we can see our data change and everything has been sorted. The most profitable country is United States, followed by India and United Kingdom. So this is the way we can sort our data. You can also filter data to show only information or data that you want. So let's do that. So let's say we want to show only the top 3, which is United States, India and United Kingdom. So click on this country and deselect everything and also only click on United Kingdom, United States and India. And when you click OK, this is showing only those top 3 countries that we have our largest profits at this point. Filtering helps you focus on specific data without deleting or moving any information. Visualizing data with charts make it easier to understand and analyze our data. So let's create a simple chart that we can follow. Let's say we want to include all these 3 countries. Since we already filtered to 3 countries, we want to show by country and by profit. So click on the country, press the Control button and highlight on the profit. So this is going to select only the 2 data that you want it to show. Now that we highlight the data that we want to include in the chart, so let's go into a chart bar. So go to Insert. So right here, there's a lot of charts, there's a recommendation, and there's different ones that we can use. So when you click on recommendation, we see the best way that we can show this. We can use the first one, which is cluster. We can use pie chart. We can use different charts here. And if we don't want this, we can actually go on our own to create different charts, which is there's line chart here, there's 3D, and there's a bunch of charts that we can leverage. For the sake of the video, let's just use very simple charts right here. So let's use the recommendation charts. and press OK. Now we can see the three countries that we selected based on their profit. We see the United States, we see India and United Kingdom. Now that we have our chart, another thing we can do, we can customize this chart to meet what we need. When we look at this bar right here, there's a lot of different that we can change it to. If you want to change it to different thing, every bar has its own amount. You can do that. You can change it to different. If you also want to change like color of this chart, you can change the color. And if you want them, to have same color, you can do it. If you want them to have different colors as well, you can change as needed using all these toolbar. And when you click on this little arrow here, you can see chart style, different style. You can choose from here as well. And you can also choose different colors from this little bar right now. Another one is this filter. So chart filter, when you click on that, there's a bunch of things you can do as well. Let's say you just want to keep focus on one particular country, let's say United States. So you can actually remove India and also United Kingdom. Now when you apply this, it's going to show you only the United States. You can also go back there to include everything. So you can customize this to your need. On the chart elements, on this top one, you can do a lot of different things as well. Let's say you want to include the title on the axis, which is the side one, so you can do that. You want to change the label, so you can do a lot of different formats in this side as well. And you can add a trend to our chart, which shows the trend from United Kingdom to United States based on the profit they earn. Charts are a powerful way to convey your information visually and make your data presentations more impactful. Finally, let's see how we can save and share your workbook with other people. Click on the File tab, click on Save As. From here, you can choose your destination if you want this to be on your PC or you want a particular place where you want to store your data. You can browse on that. Let's say you want it on your desktop, so you can click on your desktop. Rename your document as needed. Give the file a name, let's say Intro to Excel, and click on Save. This is going to save your document onto your desktop. As you see right now, it's already saved with the name that we have for this. To share your workbook, you can either email it to your boss or to your colleague, whoever you want to share it with, or you can use a cloud service like a shared drive, Google Drive, or SharePoint, and so on and so forth. That is it for today's introduction to Excel basics. You've learned how to open a new Excel either online or in application. You've been able to learn how to zoom. You've been able to navigate the interface, enter and format data, use basic formulas and functions, work with table, sort and filter data, create charts, and save your work. If you find this video helpful, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to LearnSimplified for more tech tips, more tutorial and productive tips. If you have any questions or topics you would like us to cover, leave it in a comment below. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Keep learning and keep simplifying.